Hey guys and gals, want to do a quick unveiling, update of the airbrush adventure I've embarked upon. After the initial video with my airbrush, I did get a comment from a subscriber, and I want to thank that subscriber for that comment. Got me to thinking. Initial, well, I guess would be looking on the internet and seeing how a lot of guys were using their airbrushes. I didn't really see a lot of guys. A couple modelers that I watch, they just have a newspaper down and they're just spraying their tanks or their vehicles, whatever it is they were working on. But our subscriber basically said, hey, I would not be using acrylics without using a respirator or a mask. So I got to looking into this. Basically, an acrylic is, as many of you may know, or you may not know, just very minute particles of plastic in a medium, a water solution, and then when that water solution dries, it leaves you with your coating. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that say, you're going to find it all over the place. You can say guys that don't use anything as far as a mask or a booth. I really, I use dust masks when I'm working out in my shop in the wintertime, spray painting parts. So I really didn't want to have to use a mask while I'm working in my shop, just because of it's not very comfortable and whatnot. So I got to looking around, and a lot of guys are using these Zenny, Z-E-N-Y, Zenny portable booths. You'll see them all over the net, all over Amazon. They can run anywhere from $60 to $150. I got mine for $60. I paid the shipping. It wasn't available on Amazon Prime. But I decided to go the booth route because this newer booth has LED lighting, so it's going to help with my lighting, my eyes, my eyesight, unless I get radiokeratotomy or something done to my eyes down the road to repair my eyes. I need to have plenty of light when I'm working, and so I decided let's go the route of the spray booth, and I want to wear a mask. Now here's the thing. Now I'm using acrylics. I have no plans on using enamels at this point, anyways. But enamels, using a solvent like a paint thinner almost in the paint, produces a lot of fumes. So if you're going to be using enamels and dealing with fumes, you'll want to ventilate this out of a window or tie it into some kind of a duct that's vented outside of your house, basement, whatever. Now this kit did come with the tubing, and there's an attachment for putting out your window. So if you're spray painting in your bedroom or using your airbrush in your bedroom, you can certainly go that route. Simple, effective. And if you're using enamels or any types of spray that's going to produce fumes, right? So with acrylics, we're looking at just removing particles, so this has a great airflow. You'll hear in a minute. I'll turn it on. It's not super quiet, but I want the fan to be effective. It really does create a lot of airflow. There's an attachment that goes on the back of the housing of this unit that I literally just put a white tube sock over, in case there's any fine particulate that gets through this filter system, which is a 2-media filter system. The filters are cheap. You can buy them in a roll and cut them yourself, really cheap. You can buy them pre-cut for $5–10. From what I understand, the conversations I've had with guys that are using these is, they can go, depending how much you paint, obviously. The average painter painting on a weekend like me, I'm just at this point using it for base coating and top coating. A couple of filters a year maybe, right? So I'm really impressed with it. It's good quality for the money. I mean, it's not anything super expensive. The airbrush is working really well. I've got over here on my side table really is what I use as my build table now. I got some French infantry ready to use the airbrush on. So here in a minute we'll cut away and I'll show you some airbrushing and show you how effective it is. You get an idea of the noise level, which, you know, hey, you're going to have it with the pump running, with this fan running on this booth. It's negligible, considering the benefits you're getting from using an airbrush. So we'll keep moving forward here. I'll keep you guys posted on how well this thing works. The actual airbrush itself is working just fine. I'm not having any problems cleaning it. I've got all my accoutrement over here. I got my primers, I got my matte coat, I've got my cleaner. So I'm going to keep using this cleaner bottle. It came as part of this kit, 3-part kit. So I will be making my own in jugs. You know, I'll just save an empty jug, gallon jug. Really all it is distilled water, some rubbing alcohol, which I have some over here, rubbing alcohol, and a couple drops of dish detergent. That's all it is. So I'm going to make a big batch of it, and then I'll just keep reusing this thing. But for the primer, I definitely, next time I'm going to get primer, I want to find something that's got this type of cap. If I can go to the craft store and buy bottles like this with this type of a twist cap, almost like a glue cap, it's easier to get it into the airbrush. I'll dump all these into new bottles. But if you're stumbling onto this, like I said in a previous video, and you are looking for primers, your airbrush primers, see if you can find something that's got a pointy tip like this. You're going to be a lot happier with it. So yeah, so I'm going to kick it on here real quick. You can kind of get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the main switch. So you see the lighting comes on. It's got plenty of lighting. I've got some of my models I've already finished. I'm going to turn on the compressor. The compressor's on. So this is what you're looking at. I obviously went ahead and put another light I can shine like this, really get plenty of light on when I'm painting so I don't miss anything. So yeah, works really well. I'm really happy with it. You can't beat it. It was $60 and $8 shipping, but it took a week for it to get here. Usually, if you order through Prime, you're gonna pay more for the item, but it's going to come in a day or two, right? So, you know, it depends on how patient you're willing to be. It seemed like the company's selling it for less, and you had to pay the shipping. Yeah, you're going to wait a week or two to get the item, which I could care less about. So it's a significant savings, almost 50% off going that route. And this, some of them, you got to watch, guys. Some of them do not have this LED kit, and I'm telling you, the quality of that LED lighting system that snaps in there is really good. It's not hokey. It's a substantial LED light system. It's not flimsy in any way. It's good construction, so it should hold up. I feel like I get 3 or 4 years out of this thing. I'll be happy. The worst case scenario, I'd have to buy a new fan motor, right? Get online and find another fan motor. So yeah, so we're gonna cut away. Leave any comments below if you're an experienced airbrush user. You have any tips or comments? You know, put them down below. Everyone would love to learn a little something, I'm sure. And then let's cut away. I will do a close-up. I'll set up my other clip tripod here, or clip pod, and I will get you some footage of actually using the airbrush. Okay, guys and gals, I'm going to show you real quick how this sucker works. I'm going to push down, gets the spray or the air to start flowing. So you want to get your air flowing first, and then you pull back on the trigger, and out starts to go pink. And the top bowl with primer, and then I put the lid on because I got several here. I got 12. I've already finished 4. You can really see how that goes on really nice. I'm putting him back towards the back, grabbing another. Thing I like about this booth, guys, it's got nice rubber feet, so it doesn't vibrate. It's very stable on this